Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. So if you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Amy. So in today's video, I'm finally doing a book video. I think I haven't done a book video for the past few weeks and I need to start getting back into it. So today, to get me back into it, I have a TBR, as said in my last book video, and I didn't know what to read. I never know what to read most of the time, especially my TBR, because I'm like, nah, I'm not in the mood for that book, or I'm not into the mood for that. But I was like, okay, I can stop being fussy. And then obviously one good way of deciding what to read is by doing videos where I don't pick it myself or I ask people for it. I have two books, but there's a catch. So one of the books is high rated on Goodreads, whereas the other one is rated way lower on Goodreads, and basically I'm going to be reading them to see if they live up to their standards, or if I think the 5-star one is actually 2-star and the 2-star one is actually 5-star. And one way I decided to do this is I got all the books that were in my TBR, went onto Goodreads and found which book out of all of them was the highest rated and which one was the lowest rated. And drum roll, those two were, ta-da! So we have the first book, Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score, and Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. So the highest rated one was Things We Never Got Over, and the lowest rated one was Punk 57. In terms of ratings, this one was, I think, 3 stars. I think it was 3 stars, maybe like 2.75. I don't know, I can't remember, something like that. Whereas this one was like 4.8, so this one was quite high up. So I'm going to be reading those to see if they're actually accurate ratings for the books or if I think they're any different. And yeah, so they're both kind of like my cup of tea, like they're both like romance kind of stuff. I feel like this one's more YA in my eyes compared to this one because they're like full on adults. But I'm really excited to read both of them. They've both been on my TBR for ages and I've been excited to read them, but I just didn't know when I was going to read them. But yeah, so these are the two books. I'm going to be starting with Things We Never Got Over as it's the highest rated. And once I've read that one, I'm going to then start to read Punk 57. So yeah, that is literally the two books that I will be reading. But before we get into the video, please follow my socials. I have Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest. They're all going to be linked here. And they're all in my description box. And also follow my Goodreads so you can see what I'm reading. And my goal is to read about 100 books this year, which is a goal for me. So far, I think I've read about 25, so I'm not that bad, but this month I have been lacking. This is the 20th of April, and I think I've read 3 books, and they've all been on my Kindle. I haven't read any on my physical TBR because I've been in such a rut in terms of my physical TBR. I just can't find the motivation to read any of it. But that's why I've been trying to create videos like this, which forced me to read in order to get the video out. Don't stop rambling and let's start the video. So I will be back once I've started reading this and I'll let you know what my thoughts are. So yeah, see you in a bit. Quite a bit of the book already so far. I am on chapter 13. I made it to 118 and so far it has been actually really good. I've actually enjoyed reading it. Seeing if I can get halfway today, but I don't know. But so far nothing's really happened in the book, so there's not really much to say. But in terms of the ratings, I feel like, actually I'm not going to tell you yet, I don't want to ruin it. I'm going to give a full review of them at the end and give my verdict because I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, it's going good so far. I don't think it's boring or anything like that, and yeah, it's going good. I'm at a bit where like it's just starting to get into the groove of things. Like you can start to feel that there might be a connection or a romantic attraction, but they haven't delved too much into it yet. I'm just going to carry on reading and hopefully I can get halfway before bedtime, and then tomorrow see if I can finish the other half. But yeah, so far going so good. And also I've got to say, I'm obsessed with this cover. I think I've already said this in my book haul, but I'm just obsessed with it. I just love all of Lucy Score's covers. I just love the colour of it. I love like the daisies, the flowers. I get now why there's the flowers. Because at first I was thinking, why is there flowers on here? But as you read it, you're like, now I understand why there's photos of flowers on there, of daisies. So yeah. But let me stop talking now. I'm going to start reading again, and I'll be back once I've read a bit and it's time for me to go bed. So yeah, no, keep enjoying this. So guys, I've reached halfway in the book and I've decided to give myself a break until tomorrow because it is currently like 8:30 and I need to be up early to go to uni. So yeah, so far so good as well. You can clearly see there's feelings going on. It's getting a lot more tension and everything, and we have reached the first, you know, moment, and we've been kidding about it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. It's a nice and easy, relaxing read, which I like. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I'll see you guys tomorrow, where I will hopefully finish the book so I can start the next one. But I'll see you guys later. Hi guys, so I'm back. It is the next morning and I have officially reached halfway in the book. I think I might actually be a bit far from halfway because I read some of it on my Kindle before bed and I looked at what chapter I was on and I was like, oh my gosh, and when I went to look at the book, I've gone like way past halfway. But it is going really well so far. We have hit our first smut scene and oh god, amazing. This is definitely giving me Grumpy versus Sunshine vibes, and also like Next Door Neighbour, because the Next Door Neighbours and whatnot. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far, and hopefully I can finish the other half today. I'm going to uni today to do some dissertation work, so I'm probably going to take this book with me for when I have breaks, so I can read in between my lunch break or whatever. But yeah, it's going well, and I will update you guys once I'm about not that far from the finish, and then we can start this one. I'm hoping to probably start this one tomorrow just because I don't want to rush it. I really want to get through this really nice and easy. So yeah, let me just stop rambling and let me just read the rest of it. Hi guys, so I'm back. I haven't actually read any of the books today because I was just so preoccupied at the library, and when I did have a break I wasn't in the mood to read a book. So now I'm home, I've had my dinner, and I'm going to knuckle down and finish this book by tonight. It is nearly 20 to 8 and I'm not going to bed until about 10:30, 11, so I have about 3 hours to read. So let me just stop talking now and start finishing this book, because I want to get it done in the next few hours. I might finish the rest of it on my Kindle, depending on how I feel, just because I read a lot quicker on my Kindle than in the actual like physical compared to the actual physical book. So I might switch to that depending on how I feel, especially as it gets darker, and I might not want my fairy lights on. But I will update you guys once I'm finished, just to give you my basic feeling of it, and then I'm going to read the next one, and then I will give a final rating of them at the end and speak a bit about them. So yeah, enjoy me reading. So guys, I am back and I have officially finished the book. We are at the end, and yeah, I'm at the end of the book, so that means tomorrow I can start Punk 57. That one's a lot shorter than this book, so I'm thinking maybe I can finish that in like one day. I'll see, but I am going out tomorrow, so I don't know if I'm going to have time to do much reading for that book. But yeah, I finished the book. I am not going to tell you what rating I'm going to give it yet, or what I thought about it, but I have now finished it. And yeah, if you want to see how I review it, stay tuned to the end, and obviously stay tuned to see how I read the next book and how I compare them and my verdict, and if this one deserves its higher rating compared to Punk 57, or if I think it's the other way around. But I'm absolutely shattered now. I was able to finish by, I don't think you can see that, I was able to finish by 9:45, which is perfect. So now I can just like wind down and chill, a little break, and then I'm going to see you guys in the morning where we'll start the next book. Love you guys. Good morning guys. So it is the next day. I've woken up and I feel fresh. I woke up really early today, I don't know why. I went to bed about 10:30 and I woke up at like 5:45, which is a bit frustrating, but it meant that I was able to just go out and do the things I needed to do. I had to go and send 2 parcels and collect a parcel, and then I needed to put a wash on. Today we will be starting at 52. Obviously this is the lower rated one. This one's, I think the rating was like 3 stars or maybe like 2.8. I can't remember what the rating was, but I'm gonna start it. The cover looks promising and the back looks promising. It seems like it's like two friends to lovers, or like pen pals to lovers, but obviously because it's online, I'm guessing that maybe they know each other in real life, which they don't know, and they don't like each other. I don't know, maybe it's one of those, I don't know. I'm guessing that it's the bit that we were perfect together until we met, or maybe in their real lives they're totally different people, like he's popular and she's not, or vice versa. I don't know, but I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna crack on with this book. The cover feels really good, and so far I'm excited to read it. Don't know anything about this book, don't know any spoilers. I think I've read it when I was younger, but I can't remember, so yeah, I have literally no collection of it. But yeah, let me stop talking about rubbish and let me start reading. I will come back once I've read a bit. Hi guys, so I am back. I have officially reached halfway in the book, and I don't want to spoil anything too much about how I think about this book and my rating, but it is going really well, I would say. I don't want to spoil too much. I'm going to talk more in depth on why I say that when I finish the book, but so far it's been really good. We've only reached like the first kind of scene in the book. It is definitely a slow burn, but it does it in a way that I like, in terms of that they're just not chucking sex at you, it relates to what's happening in the story. And this book is very much enemies to lovers vibe, but it's also like friends to lovers, in that obviously they were pen pals, so they're friends, but obviously she doesn't know that he knows who she is. So yeah, there's kind of an enemies to lovers relationship there, because he's kind of found her out to be one of the popular girls, and she's not very a nice person. I'll speak more about that in the spoiler bit, but it's just going well. I'm halfway through. It is nearly 11 and I started reading this probably 8:45, so it hasn't taken me that long to finish half of it. So I'm thinking I might be able to get it done by 1 o'clock, because I am going out today in the afternoon around 2 o'clock, so if I can get it read by 1 so I can get ready, then it'll be perfect. But also don't want to rush it. This one I've taken time to read a lot slower. But yeah, so far it's going good, and I'm hoping to finish it in the next few hours, and I'll update you guys once I've finished. So guys, I am back and I have officially finished Punk 52. I have finished both books and yeah, I've gotten through it. This is actually going to take me 4 hours to do, which I'm proud of myself for finishing. But I'm going to give a full review of both these books after I get ready and shower and whatnot, because I look disgusting right now and I'm not in the right bit to give a review. I need to process what I've just read, make some notes about both books, things that I like, which I didn't like, and then I'll come back and tell you guys what I thought of both books and what I'd rate them, and also tell if I think that it lived up to its rating or if I think it deserves a low rating or high rating. So yeah, I am back. I have officially finished both books, so now it is time to talk about them. First, we'll talk about things we never got over. This book was a very enjoyable read. It was a nice and easy read. It had good plot. I liked the characters. The characters were very enjoyable people. I liked the nan. I liked the parents. The parents are really good parents, so it kind of made you think why what the twin sister was kind of the way she was. But obviously I don't want to give too many spoilers, but yeah, this definitely is one where the guy falls first, but he doesn't want to pursue the relationship because of his own personal trauma and stuff like that and his own family. But it's a really good story. It was a good plotline. It had good smart scenes. It was kind of a slow burn, but also not at the same time. But it was a pleasurable read. It was nice and easy over 2 days. I really enjoyed reading it. I didn't feel bored when I was reading. I didn't think, oh, I'm not going to read this again. It's really good. I'm just using my phone as well because I wrote some notes there. This definitely has Grumpy versus Sunshine, enemy to lovers kind of thing. And one of my favourite things of this book is obviously at the cover I originally saw daisies and I was thinking, what the hell does that mean? And then also the title, Things We Never Got Over, also that resonates to loads of different people. Also it resonates with Knox, the main character. It also resonates for Naomi, family. The past held back a lot of the people in this book. You get to find out obviously why there's daisies on there, and obviously I'm not going to tell you because I want to spoil it, but it's just so cute. And yeah, it just makes a full circle. It's a nice book if you want a nice easy book. It has a bit of drama, but just enough that it's not focused more on the drama, it's focused more on the romance. But yeah, it's a pleasant read. I'm not going to rate this yet until I review of Punk 57. So going into this book, obviously this is the lower rated one. At the beginning I was a bit bored. I think it was because in my head I was thinking 2 stars, 3 stars based on what I've seen and seen about in terms of reviews, so I was really skeptical about reading it. And at the beginning it was a bit boring, like the flow was just really slow. It was really descriptive, which I didn't like. It wasn't getting into it. But I was pleasantly surprised. I am so happy I continued. As I continued on, it got deeper and deeper. There were so many twists and turns in this book. Even towards the end, I was so shocked. But oh my god, it was amazing. The smut was amazing. It ties in perfectly. This is definitely enemies to lovers as well, but it's more like teen, whereas the other one they're like in their mid-30s. This one's more teen, and I just love teen kind of dramas anyway. But this book was really good. It was really meaningful. They dealt with a lot of topics and they did it really well. It was very interesting. With both books as well, that I liked is they both did dual characters, which I love. I love when you can read from both perspectives of both of the main protagonists, especially the male and female perspective. But it's a really good book as well. I really enjoyed it and I didn't even want to stop reading it. This book is really good. I'm going to definitely see if I can read more books by Penelope Douglas. It was very pleasantly surprised. At times it could be a bit boring, but the plot line and how they handled it was really well, and I definitely loved and hated each character in different moments of the book. But yeah, it's really good, and you obviously again get to know why it's called Punk 52, which is super cute and everything, which I both love. So these books were really good. In terms of my ratings though, Even though I enjoyed both these books, I was way more surprised at Punk 57 because it was only given like 3 stars or like 2.8 stars or something like that. So I was expecting it to be bad or be mid, but I really enjoyed it. I think I really enjoyed it more than this one. It got me hooked more than this one, even though this one was really good and pleasant read the whole journey, and this one was more of like a weird journey. But I definitely think that I preferred this one, maybe because I like the teen romance compared to like the stuff that was happening in here. This one just felt more like a family kind of feel good movie, whereas this felt like, I don't know, it feels like One of Us Is Lying. It feels like not After, it feels like The Summer I Turned Pretty, or like drama. It reminds me of like the book called Bully, those types of kind of tropes, high school, and yeah, teen angst and everything. So in terms of ratings, I will give Punk 52 probably a 4 stars. It was a really good book and it did draw my attention, but it's not my favourite book that I've read. I give 5 stars to books that kept me hooked the whole time, made me cry, and this book did make me cry, but was really detailed. There were some plot holes in here that I didn't really understand. And in the beginning, I don't know if you guys saw, I was so confused at whose perspective it was at the beginning, at who was talking. But what would happen is like Misha would be speaking, it'll be her chapter, but it'll be a letter from Ryan in it. So I was assuming I was a bit confused because obviously one's a boy, one's a girl, so I was a bit confused about that. But I would give it a 4 stars. Definitely not a 3 stars or 2 stars as it was given. I personally think it is a 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was really thorough. The smut scenes, oh my gosh, I was having fluttering throughout these scenes. But perfect, they weren't too much. They weren't too much and they weren't too unrealistic for teenagers, because I feel like some of the books that I've read, that some of the smut scenes, it's very mature and it deserves to be shown in books more that are maturer, whereas this is more of a YA kind of book. Whereas this book, I think this book feels like it was for a younger audience but based on older characters. I don't know if that really makes sense, but this one definitely felt like a teenage book. And then this book I would probably give, just because I think this one was more enjoyable than this one, I think I will actually give this one a 3.5. I don't think it was mid. I don't think it was boring or anything like that. I just think there was nothing more to it. I think I've read loads of books that are like this, and I wanted something a bit different. This is a bit different to anything that I've read before, and I just really like the teenage where there's always a threat and also there's very tension. But I would think I would give this one 3.5 just because this one was a lot better, and I don't want to give them both 4 stars, and I don't think this was higher than a 4 just because some of the other books that I've read that I've given a 5 stars to are just my absolute favourite compared to this. And yeah, so that is basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below if you agree with the ratings that I give. If you don't agree with what I've given it, let me know why you disagree. But also comment down below any books that are similar to these, because I really liked it. I really liked the other one by Lucy Scott. I can't remember what it's called. It's got like a pink cover on it, but I definitely want to read a lot more of her books. She has like By the Thread, and she has like loads of other series, so I want to read some more of hers. So if anyone can recommend me any, link me down below. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are new to this channel, again, hi, my name is Amy, and I'm so happy that you clicked on this video. Also go and follow my socials, my Pinterest, my TikTok, and my Instagram. They're going to be here and in the description box. And more exciting on those places, especially on Instagram, because I post every single day. Follow my Instagram so you can see my stories, what I'm posting, what I'm reading. And yes, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.